Portland be the 18th team in Major League Soccer.
It's the City of Portland's championship.
It is great to be home.
Sports Sunday with Orlando Sanchez.
The Portland Thorns are playing for a trophy, but will fans be there to see it at Providence Park? The league is pushing for it. Plus, we talked about it all last year, the bubble life. But what was it really like? Ben Golliver tells us what it was really like to spend too much time in a hotel room. And the NFL draft, it's in the books. What's up with the Seahawks? And where a lot of ducks and beavers have found homes. What is good, everyone? My name is Orlando, and welcome to Sports Sunday with our first pick tonight. KGW selects from Cal State Hayward, Art Edwards.
Yes.
Oh, you were so ready.
I was ready. No doubt about it.
You ready to have a good show, man?
Oh, I am. I'm ready to go.
I'm glad we got the top pick in this year's draft, man. Yes. All right, Art, we start with the up and down season that has been the Blazers 2021 campaign. 6-game win streak in February, that's what we call an up. A 5-game losing streak in April, we call that a down. Here we go again. The Blazers are up, making the trip to Boston. Let's check in with the pride of West Lynn, Peyton Pritchard. He had 13 points in 19 minutes of work with the Celtics, and they scorched the Blazers for 71 points in the first half, but the defense settled down. There were 16 lead changes in this game, and C.J. McCollum was cooking. He led the way with 33 points. The man was getting buckets, and it was raining threes. Portland shot 51% from long range. When they shoot better than 42% from distance, they are unbeatable. The three-guard lineup of Damian Lillard, C.J. McCollum, Norman Powell, they combined for 82 points. 1 minute left, Blazers up 2, Carmelo Anthony, bang! Drills the clutch three-pointer, and Portland finished the game on an 8-0 run. Trailblazers win 129-119 after losing 5 in a row. The Blazers are riding a 4-game win streak. All of those wins coming on the road, and they've all been double-digit victories. Lillard says they're playing their best ball of the season.
We trending in that direction where, we're on the same page on defense and on the same page on offense, and we're doing things that we haven't been doing, which is defending, rebounding, sharing the ball.
We're playing better basketball at the right time, understanding the severity of each game, what we need to accomplish heading into the playoffs, and then what we need to accomplish to get into the playoffs.
Oh, but the Blazers don't get any time to rest. They're back at it tomorrow night in Atlanta. Then they'll finish this 6-game road trip in Cleveland Wednesday. Friday, they return home for a back-to-back against the Lakers and Spurs. A huge couple of games there. Folks, there's only 2 weeks left in the regular season, and the Mavericks lost to the Kings tonight. The Lakers lost to the Raptors. So listen to this. The Blazers, Mavericks, and Lakers all have the same record at 36-28. 5th place on the line. Art, what do you think about the way the Blazers have been playing? And can this team move all the way up to 5th place?
Yes, they can move up to 5th place. That's first, and I love the way they're playing right now because they're really playing some defense, and they're not having to rely on, we're just going to outscore the other guys. We're just going to score way more points. But they are really playing some, pretty solid defense for longer stretches of time.
Yeah, Art, and to add on that, we just need that defense to be average. If the offense can cook at the level that they have been in the recent, 2 to 3 games. And the big thing is the way that they're closing these games.
Yeah.
This game was close until they pushed things in the final 2 minutes. So the Portland Trailblazers doing a lot of good things. And how about Jusuf Nurkic? The man is playing well.
Yeah, good to see him back and being his old self.
Yeah, that 3-guard lineup too, Art. This team has a chance to get things together. Here we are again, the Trailblazers doing big things in the final stretch. Going to be fun to watch the final 2 weeks of this season.
No doubt.
Art, Autzen Stadium hosted an age-old rivalry on Saturday. The green Oregon Ducks taking on the yellow Oregon Ducks. That's not really what they called them. These teams have hated each other since, I guess since the rosters came out. The teams, though, they were fired up for the spring game. Even though, fans couldn't be there, they did have a flyover Autzen Stadium. This was our first good look at this year's team. Anthony Brown, he's your starting quarterback, and he hooked up with Travis Dye there for the first touchdown of the game. All four of the team's quarterbacks had their moments. This game, though, it ended on a walk-off 2-point conversion here from Robbie Ashford. Yeah, that's the same dude on the baseball team. The Oregon State Beavers, I didn't forget about you, but your spring game is next Saturday at Reser Stadium. So they've had months to make up their minds, Art, but somehow the Jacksonville Jaguars, they were still given an extra 10 minutes to make that pick, who we all knew they were going to take Trevor Lawrence. Like, come on, let's start the show, draft the dude right away. The Seattle Seahawks, they didn't have a whole lot to do in this year's draft. They only had 3 picks. Second round, the Seahawks chose wide receiver Dwayne Eskridge from Western Michigan. At 5'9", he's small and fast and will likely play in the slot. In the 4th round, Seattle traded down 8 spots and selected cornerback Trey Brown from Oklahoma. The upside is that Brown was a special teams standout at Oklahoma. Then in the 6th round, the Seahawks picked a prospect in Stone Forsythe out of Florida. Big dude, 6'8", trimmed down to 307 pounds. I love the name, by the way.
Yeah.
He was born to play football, right, Art?
No doubt.
So, Oregon Duck lineman Penei Sewell is headed to Motown. The Lions picked him 7th overall Thursday night, leads a huge crop of guys with Oregon ties heading to the next level. Ducks safety Javon Holland is heading to the Miami Dolphins. They got him in the 2nd round. The Dallas Cowboys, they added 2 players with local ties, David Douglas and UCLA defensive lineman Osa Odigizua. He went in the 3rd round with the 75th pick. They followed that up with Oregon State Beavers defensive back Nashawn Wright with the 99th overall pick in the 3rd round.
On Saturday, former Central Catholic and Oregon star Brady Breeze, well, he heard his name called. He was drafted in the 6th round by the Tennessee Titans with the 215th pick.
Oh, I know a lot of folks around here are fired up, and he'll join former West Lynn star Elijah Molden. Breeze tweeted at Molden saying, "Both our families are about to be at every game together." Molden was drafted in the 3rd round by the Titans.
Cool to see them together. And after running all over Pac-12, the Pac-12, Jamar Jefferson, well, he's headed to Detroit. The Lions selected the Oregon State running back in the 7th round.
Oh, they're getting a good one, man.
Oh, yeah, they are.
In all, Art, 17 players with Oregon ties were either drafted or signed with NFL teams. Here's a few more as we head to break. Congratulations to all of them. We got more Sports Sunday ahead.
Welcome back. The Portland Thorns already in the Challenge Cup final schedule for next Saturday at Providence Park. The question now is how many people will get to see that game in person. The commissioner of the NWSL has asked Governor Kate Brown for an exemption to allow fans at the game. Because Multnomah County moved into the extreme risk category, only 100 fans max would be allowed unless there is that exemption. Well, today the Thorns closed out division play in the Challenge Cup against Houston on the road. They fell behind for the first time this season, had to rally. You see the goal right there from Christine Sinclair in the 77th minute to tie the match at 1. And that is the way it ended. Thorns finished 3-0-1 in their division. Portland will take on Gotham FC for the Challenge Cup championship.
That was a fun soccer game. Good quality, showed good quality of NWSL. 2 really organised teams, have a lot of respect for Houston.
It's the first time we've been down this season too, so it was nice to see the fight in us and to know that we've got that in us.
Well, the Thorns also announced their regular season schedule this week. Here's the first part of it. They'll open up at home with back-to-back Sunday matches against Chicago and the OL Reign, and then they are on the road for 2 games in 4 days. First at Orlando on Wednesday, May 26th.
I was wondering how you were going to do it, man.
I always do that when that
It's a
comes
test.
up. And then they'll have Gotham FC again the following Sunday.
I'm here just to mess with all your scripts, man.
Absolutely. I love it.
Let's talk about the Timbers. They got routed by FC Dallas 4-1 on Saturday. The focus for the Timbers clearly on their quarterfinal match on Wednesday against Club America in the CONCACAF Champions League. FC Dallas scored in the second minute, never looked back. Timbers rested 7 starters from the previous match against Club America. That included Diego Chara and Diego Valeri. We all know what that means when those guys sit on the bench. Valeri did enter in the second half, but it was too little too late. No MLS team has ever won the CONCACAF Champions League. And Art, you and I chatted about this for a minute, and it's crazy. Club America's popularity, they have more Twitter followers than the Dallas Cowboys.
That's amazing to me.
That is a big deal.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of big deals, let's talk about the Hillsborough Hops, Art. Open their season Tuesday at Ron Tonkin Field against the Everett Aqua Sox. Major League Baseball made changes to the minor league system. The Hops become a full season high A level team. They'll play 120 regular season games. The Hops won the Northwest League in 2019. They, of course, didn't play in 2020. Ron Tonkin Field will also be the home field for the league rival Vancouver Canadians. They can't play at their home ballpark in British Columbia because of travel restrictions. Now, I'm told by producer Craig Edwards that fans are welcome at Canadians games, but all cheers must be in English and French.
We.
That's my guy. I knew you had it. Art, still to come. We love this video, but what was it really like to do thousands of steps in a hotel room? I don't know, but we're going to find out from Ben Golliver, who takes a look back at the NBA bubble life.
Heading to the finish in the Kentucky Derby. Here's the wire. Bob Baffert does it again. Medina Spirit has won the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, man, it was an exciting finish to the Kentucky Derby. Trainer Bob Baffert, he wins his 7th Derby. That's the most by a trainer. This is the 4th victory for jockey John Velasquez. There were 51,000 people in attendance. That's the largest crowd at a U.S. sporting event since the start of the pandemic. And that is your Toyota Sunday Sizzle.
That's quite the party there, Art.
Oh, yeah.
2020 is a year that we will never forget, and that goes for Beaverton's Ben Golliver, who had the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to live inside the NBA bubble. He's sharing those experiences inside this book titled Bubble Ball, Inside the NBA's Fight to Save a Season.
In the middle of a pandemic, the NBA returned to the court.
This idea that there was going to be like a basketball Garden of Eden down at Disney World where all the best players were going to go compete for the title.
It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Beaverton's Ben Golliver, one of a select few media members allowed inside the NBA bubble, writing for the Washington Post.
This is the most memorable season of my life. I've been covering the NBA since 2007, and nothing really comes close.
He wrote a book about his experience titled Bubble Ball, Inside the NBA's Fight to Save a Season.
Bubble Ball I view as a time capsule for one of the most important years in NBA history. I mean, when you look at the China controversy with Hong Kong, the Kobe Bryant's tragic death, the pandemic, which shuts the season down right in the middle of it, and this crazy plan, quirky plan, to bring the whole thing back.
Golliver was in the Disney World bubble for 93 days. The first week, quarantined inside his hotel room. Couldn't leave for any reason. The video of him walking back and forth, seen hundreds of thousands of times.
Realized right then, basketball fans are locked in, but also there's rubberneckers out there. There are people who are saying, is this experiment going to fail? And I was doing interviews all over the world, picked up on this undertone to the interviews, which is people asking me if they thought I was going to die.
I've got to imagine that you're the only dude from Beaverton in the NBA bubble.
Well, it was so great. I mean, first of all, when I first got down there was a lot of people who I hadn't heard from since high school, or sometimes even before, who were checking in on me. And they're like, wait a minute, you're in Disney World. Are you going to be okay? And so it was so nice to kind of feel those familial bonds for sure. But look, Oregon's always with me right down to the sneakers.
Golliver was there when the Bucks refused to play, protesting racial injustice.
I always say the most memorable playoff game I've ever seen is the one that didn't take place. Kind of ground zero for the media, political complex there for, a solid 3 days.
He also covered the Lakers winning it all. LeBron James spraying him with champagne. And a special moment as LeBron FaceTimed his mother.
God is great. I hope I continue to make you proud, Mom.
This was the most memorable night of my career, bar none. It was a half of a New Year's Eve celebration with the champagne, right? But it was also like half college graduation. We're getting out of here. What's the next chapter of our lives? And so to put those two feelings together was really amazing. And that's why it was so fun for us as media members, because the players didn't have anybody else to celebrate with.
Bubble Ball drops May 4th wherever you get your books.
So, Art, how are you going to celebrate draft night, man?
Going home and going to sleep.
That's my type of W, man.
Yeah.
Nicely done tonight, but we got to go. Thank you for joining us on the show tonight, but we leave you with our Plays of the Week.
Ball ready, it's go time. Lights, camera, action, showtime. The heart of a champion, my opponents hate it. The throne is for the taking, so close I can taste it like. Turn the lights on, turn the lights on. Turn the lights on, turn the lights on.
This should do it. Here comes Trammell. Trammell coming on. He got it. And the pitch to Montez. Swung on and lifted high and deep to right. An absolute no-doubter.
It's time to take over. This one's for the culture. In the heat
He's
of
to
the
the
summer,
wall, makes a
keeping
leap, and there's a grab.
vultures. The other eyes on the trophy. Boy, I thought I told you. This a wake-up call. No call for your Folgers. Salute the soldiers.